guys, minions, and welcome back to unMadeGaming. We are here for another one of our Patreon one-shots. If you like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is just like these fine folks that you see here before you over on our Patreon, link in the description down below. While you're down there, make sure you click on that Discord link. Join us in the Discord, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, I don't know, the cops come, an explosion happens, someone dies, a ghost haunts Chris personally, in real life, not in the game. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to this channel for all kinds of fun things like art and editing and you know, overhead and server costs and mortgages and just the fun stuff of life and of running a channel. With that, and without further ado, let's jump in to the world of Blades in the Dark. We are in the city of Duskfall. No need to create our own personal setting when the setting we have is just so good. We are returning to an thusly unnamed crew of assassins, hot off their last score, where, golly, they blew up a building and killed some cultists and stole some shit. It was a whole time. It was a whole time. No, you didn't kill some cultists and steal some shit?
Oh, yeah, I definitely killed some
Oh,
cultists.
okay.
We were stealing back some shit.
Yeah.
Did we actually steal some shit? Didn't we just kill, like, everyone and then skedaddle?
You did take something back, but you did kill everyone in the process, I believe. You did lock them in a basement and explode the house they were in. So,
We needed to send a message.
Let me do murder.
Yeah, just a little bit of casual murder. So we return to the often rain-slicked, always darkened streets of Duskfall with our little intro here. The crows are watching, literally and figuratively. Tonight, the streets of Crowsfoot are black with mourners. Dozens of gangsters, old friends, and paid sympathizers gather around a towering pyre of incense and obsidian feathers. Lanterns burn low, musicians play hollow dirges on broken violins. The spirit wardens claimed what was left of Carlos Vale for cremation, but the crows have claimed the spectacle. Part wake, part warning. You don't kill a crow and walk away. Which is why your employer has hired you to do the unthinkable. Assassinate Vale's successor during the wake. In front of witnesses, in front of rivals, in front of grieving, violent gangsters. The pay is good, the odds are worse, but this is what you do. You know that at the center of Crowsfoot, roughly, the center of Crowsfoot, lies it's called the Rookery, lies the crow's nest. Is that what they called it? Was it on the nose, guys? It is the crow's nest, the crow's nest and the Rookery, which is the main headquarters of the crows. One of the oldest gangs in there, in the Crowsfoot. You also know that Crowsfoot is currently in a three-way turf war among the gangs, the Crows, the Red Sashes, and the Lamp Blacks. These are three gangs that are currently in a turf war because the leader of the Crows has recently-ish died, and there has been some upheaval in the leadership of the Crows. Now, one of their lieutenants has been killed, and you are sent to kill that lieutenant's replacement. Your employer is unknown to you. Everything was done through dead drops, but they do want everything to happen publicly. And if possible, traced back to someone else. That being said, you guys have your mission. How do you want to make this happen? Is there any sort of information gathering that you would like to do to get yourself started on this mission?
Yes, very much so. I would like to know who our target is.
Oh, your target is, sorry, you know that off the top of your, it is Dahlia Vale, cousin of Carlos Vale, the person who is going to be replacing him.
Dahlia Vale. Okay. And full description and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you have a full description of what they look like. I mean, everyone will be in black. It's morning. People may have veils on, but you do have a full description of what she looks like.
Sweet.
You
Do
would
we
be
have a
you would be given
description of-
that in the.
The description, like a map or something of the venue,
You
like
know,
entry points, exits, things to blow up to get in, like roofs.
it is. Fortunately for you, it is outside. You are all vaguely familiar with the city. No one here is brand new to Duskfall. So you would know where the city, what the city looks like. And in fact, for those of you in the Roll20, which is just those of you that can see right now, I'll go ahead and ping. That is where the crow's nest is. So it should have just slid your map over there. You might have to zoom in. But it is right over here is the crow's nest and the rookery, and that is where the wake will be happening. So you have an idea of what it looks like.
So that looks like it's in the middle of a square?
It is in the middle of a square. And in the center of the square is a large, like, almost like an old watchtower. Or almost like an old bell tower.
And the buildings around that, would we know how... Well, firstly, how high are the buildings around it? Are they accessible? And who controls the buildings around that?
You would know. I'll give you one of those for free. You would know that the crows control that. That is the crows. Like that's their main. The rookery and the crow's nest is like their main base, essentially. But if you would like to do some digging around and see just how accessible the roofs are, how high the vantage points may be, that to me sounds like a gather information roll. So on your sheet, what action do you think you would use to gather said information?
I think it would be... It would probably be Prowl, because he would specifically slink around, climbing through other buildings, over rooftops, trying to stay hidden while looking himself.
Okay. How many dots do you have in Prowl?
I have 2.
Okay. On the bottom right-hand side of your character sheet, the bottom-ish, you should see Roll Fortune. Go ahead and roll Fortune, and the number is the number of dots you have, so 2.
Roll Fortune 2. Nothing in notes.
Okay, a 5. Cool. So you slink your way into Crow's Foot, and this is like the day of, right? You know when the wake is. You have X amount of like days or hours to get this job done. So you slink around into Crow's Foot, trying to blend in, right? You know, citizens live here. It's not uncommon for people to be around, and you kind of look through back alleys. You find like fire ladders or drain pipes or things of that nature that are access points. The highest building in here is the Crow's Nest, obviously. The second highest building in here is the Rookery. There are no buildings that are comparably high, but there are buildings that would give you a good vantage point of at least like 3 sides. I know it's a circle, but like 3, like a half moon of the area around. There's no vantage point you can get to that isn't the Crow's Nest that would see the entire square. So you can basically localize either whatever one half of that circle is in the center of the square, because the square is like what do you call it? Hexagonal.
And a follow-up question then. The Rookery sounds like the place that the crows are going to come out of.
Yes.
Or Dahlia is going to come out of as part of the procession.
That does sound correct.
Okay.
Can I join him on that? I would join him on that, but with a completely different goal. I also would like to snoop around, but I would like to see what are the weak points to place explosives at if I want to cut off people. Like, how do I best cut off escape routes or force people to move a certain way so that follow them into a kill floor? Where should I place? Like, I want to know specific places. Like, here's good if we want to move east. Here's good if I wanted to move south. Things like that is what I'm looking for.
Okay, awesome.
To help follow people into like a killing floor that we're setting up.
Yeah. What action do you think would help you in that?
Wreck, of course, wreck. I'm scouting how to wreck ahead of time.
So go ahead and make a fortune roll. The number is equal to the number of dots you have in wreck.
2. It's also 2. And go. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2 4 and a 5.
A 5. Okay, great. I think
Okay.
I think you find exactly what you need to find, right? The downside of this, so you know exactly like what buildings to sort of blow up if you want to close off exits. The downside to this is that the buildings in this part are old, and many of the buildings are like you know what? Sorry, I don't know what a Swedish equivalent would be. But like brownstones or like not like apartments that are like in one building, but sort of like they're connected by walls. So like if you blow up one building, you're sure to take down parts of the other building. So there is little to no way to blow up a singular building without affecting other buildings and causing a sort of a domino effect.
So that is like also that is part of what I was trying to find out beforehand. So I
Yeah.
was like, if I know that everyone is gonna set up on this building, I will not blow anything that will cause a domino that way. I would blow a separate way.
Yeah.
And things like that is what I would check out, and then make sure to sort of think through once we make the plan of like, okay, so if we want them to be here, then I should set charges there, and there, and let them
Yeah.
go off to
Okay.
sort of follow people into that.
You can do
Please.
implosion, not explosion.
Explosion, yeah.
No, I do explosion. Implosion is the sea. I don't deal with that shit. It's not my turf. My turf is explosion.
You can implode on land.
No.
That's a regular thing you can do.
No, unheard of. You don't implode on land.
You
What are
can absolutely
crazy?
implode things on land. That's 100% a thing.
I do not believe in this. This is just weird shit.
Is that a
Lies.
Swedish thing?
We do that in American
it's not
science
Archie
class.
way.
We implode shit all the time.
This is an Archie I want to explode everything way thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do we have any other bids
Yes.
for gather information? Yeah, what do you got?
Vixen she wants to find a scapegoat.
Ooh, a
So what
scapegoat.
she's doing is
my idea, too.
she's, made herself look presentable. I mean, she's always presentable anyway, but extra presentable. And she's gone out and she's gathering information on trying to convince people to like tell her who they think the crow's biggest enemy is. If someone wants to attack, who do they think? So she's trying to like get her ear on the street as to who would make a likely scapegoat for them to blame the assassination on.
What action do you think would accomplish this task?
I'm going to use sway
Okay.
because I'm convincing people to tell me.
Hell
what
yeah.
they know.
Make me a fortune roll with the number of pips you have in sway, please.
Okay, 14. Oh, hang on. A box came up behind another box. Ah. Hmm. Notes. Oh. I'm not going to repeat that today.
That's how we do it.
That's a crit, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay.
All of it.
Okay.
There's things on my sheet as well that you could ask, aren't there? Like specific questions.
Yeah, there are. I think. Here's what I'll say. With a crit, a crit on a fortune roll is great, but unfortunate. Here's what I'll say on a crit. There's a gang war, so either the Lamp Blacks or the Red Sashes would be the easiest target to pin these on, right? In the game of factions, of the two options, the Lamp Blacks and the Red Sashes are the stronger of the two gangs. That being said, realistically, with a crit, this is kind of up to you as far as what you think should happen to help your crew, right? You can either pin things on the Red Sashes, which will further fuel the fire between the Crows and the Red Sashes, which will probably make a lot of focus happen against the Red Sashes, potentially weakening a stronger crew. Or you could pin this on the Lampblacks, which is the weaker of the 3 crews, shifting a lot of heat towards them, which could potentially eliminate or drastically diminish a lesser crew. So you could potentially take a crew, not exactly off the board, but much closer to being off the board, or you could take a stronger crew and lower their ability to operate. So it's up to you and what your end goal would be to further your crew's motivations and goals. And I will say, with that roll of a sway, a crit on a sway, you can find whatever appropriate blackmail or evidence to leave at the site to make it look like whoever you choose is really the aggressor in this moment. So you have the evidence to plant already.
Very nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Successful.
G, did you have one?
Mine was very similar to what Vixen was gonna do, except Jinx was gonna use consort. Yeah, consort. Now I just want to figure out how I can make this different but still beneficial. Can I use my consort to find out who's likely to actually be there? You're muted.
God damn it! Yeah, you absolutely can. Go ahead and make me a fortune roll with the number of dots in your consort.
Fortune roll with 2 dots in consort. Macro options notes 4 and a 4.
Okay, a 4. A 4 and a 5 are the same thing, so it happens, but it's not super useful, right? So here's what I'll say: you don't find specific names, right? But you know that in large part the crows will be there. A large number of crows, like the maximum number they can reasonably get without like having to pull people out of like their turf, right? There is a level of respect in the underworld, right? So there will be Lampblacks and there will be red sashes. There will probably be like a couple of people from crews of adjacent districts, maybe like the Foghounds, maybe like and the crows are well liked in Crowsfoot. Like they were running the place before everything sort of happened here, so the people of Crowsfoot like the crows. So a good number of civilians may be there. Disguised nobility may be there as well.
Yeah, maybe in terms of pinning it on somebody, can I reframe that question and looking at like who's likely to be there and find out who's likely not to be there? Like if we want to pin it on the red sashes or something, and let's say their high up Mucky Muck is not going to be there, we could pin it on someone and then kind of have it like, well, he didn't show up, so it's like a slight against the respect of the Crowsfoot, and then pin it on one of their lesser members or something.
I like what you're going with. However, no. With a 4, you do not find specific names of who's in attendance.
Okay.
But you do know there will be like representatives from the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks. You're not sure who though. Here's what I'll say. Logically, given that they are at war, the bosses and probably the highest echelon of the crew will not be there because that's just sensible in a wartime, scenario.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That, fortunately, concludes most everything. Now, as a reminder, it's been a hot minute since we played Blades in the Dark here. We did have a one shot a few week or month ago. That's it. There is no planning of this. There's one question I'm going to ask you for the planning phase. One or two questions I'm going to ask you, and that's it. You're not going to really discuss a plan. You're just going to jump in to a plan. And if there's something you would have done, you can flash back at the cost of stress and roll to make that happen, possibly. But that is, in large part, all she wrote. So, the question I'm going to ask you is, what is your plan? And when I say plan, your options are as follows. Assault, meaning you are going to attack this place with force. Actually, I think I have a list of all the different meanings. Occult, which is something supernatural. Deception, a social plan, a stealth plan, or a transport plan. What do you think is the plan here?
My first thought is stealth. Yeah.
I'm also in on the
That would be
stealth
my vote.
planning.
Stealth?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the detail you must provide in a stealth is the point of entry. Where are you coming at this from?
Well, since Jinx is a spider,
Okay.
Ooh, that.
a spider.
That's the Canadian spider, of course.
Yeah, spiders. Yeah. She is already there. She is standing in the crowd of the mourners, like middle of the pack, and she's just standing there. She's not wearing black. So like visually, if you see like a sea of everyone in black, there's like one person standing in the middle, and she's in red, like this blood red leather duster that's like all the way up to her neck, and like black gloves, and her arms are just like crossed, and she has red tinted spectacles.
Okay,
Like
so
long, black hair.
so the point of entry is that you will already be inside the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, done. You got it. Let's roll the engagement roll. So the engagement roll is as follows, and you guys can help out with this. We're going to start for 1 dice just for the sheer ballsiness of what's going on here. The next question is this operation particularly bold or daring? I would say
Yeah.
yes. That's
Yeah.
2 dice.
Yeah.
Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factions? Or many factors, rather?
Yes.
No. Is it? We're gonna go there and like very publicly kill a person. How overly complicated is that?
Well,
Get
I'm
in, kill, get
assuming-
out. Seems pretty simple.
Leave some evidence.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
The
take
killing
that.
is the easy bit. It's the getting out that becomes the complicated. The killing's fine, but at no point in time did anybody say kill this person and then get caught. Like it's
And you know what I'm saying? You were hired to kill someone. You weren't hired to escape. So that's on you.
Yeah.
So I think
if you want it to be complicated, we can have it complicated. I was thinking like we kill them, we plant the evidence, and we get the fuck
and we get out. Yeah. Okay. So no minus for that. So you're up to 2 dice. Does the plan detail expose vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
I would say so because we specifically scouted the area to sort of figure out where to hit them.
I'll take that.
It exploits their mortality.
I'll take that. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have a particular defense or special preparation? I am going to say yes to that one. So I'm going to minus a dice for that one because you're attacking in their stronghold, essentially. So there's a shitload of people there, right?
Yeah.
So I'll take a dice away for that. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? So on your sheet, you should have friends, which is the little up arrow on your allies. Do you think any of your allies help you in this?
I have an apothecary.
I didn't pick
Maybe.
any allies.
Does
My-
apothecary people do anything with like funerals, like fixing the corpse, or is that something else?
No, there are no corpses to fix here in Duskfall. All corpses are whisked away by the spirit wardens and burned immediately to stop ghosts from happening.
I
So
see.
my
Then no.
friendly ally is a possessor ghost. Could they potentially be possessing a crow?
All right. Okay. So I'll give you a +1 for a friend in need. Is a friend indeed. Let's see here. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? I don't think any enemies of yours are interfering. And I think, actually, let me double check here. The crows are, I believe, a tier higher than you. Let's see here, which will give you a minus. The crows are in fact tier 2, so I'm going to take a minus away. So you have a total, after all the numbers have been crunched, you have a total of 2. So I'm going to roll an engagement roll. Crew playbook.
Is it likely that anybody from our crew just would be there publicly anyway? Like, or would it be unusual for a member of is our crew not big enough to have warranted, or did we just not like the crows enough? Like our crew specifically.
Honestly, that's your point of entry, right? So Jinx said she would be there. Yeah,
okay, because that's what I was going to do as well.
Yeah.
Just turn up and be like.
So that's where we're starting with you guys at the funeral, right? You're at the wake. So an engagement roll. Let's see what happens here. Engagement roll, 2 dice, and this is going to determine the position you guys start in. So this is a 6. You guys start in a controlled position, which is the best way to start a score. So hell yeah. Okay, cool. The next thing.
All that planning turned out great.
Turned out great. The next thing we do, and I'm going to go down an arbitrary line that I have on my screen here, and we're going to pick our loadout. So we're going to start with Twitch. So Chris, what load are you taking? Light, normal, or heavy? You're taking a light load. Okay, great. Yeah. That's all I need to know. Archie Two Eyes, light, normal, or heavy load?
Don't remember what loads are.
So load is the amount of shit you're bringing with you, right? The way items work in Blades in the Dark, it is Schrodinger's tool bag. So you pick a light, a normal, or a heavy load. That will have a number next to it, which is 3, 5, or 6. And in the moment, if you think you need an item, you will check off an item up to that number. So if you think you may only need a little bit of items, you'd bring a light load.
I think I'll bring a light load for this one as well.
Okay, so just check off.
Many items.
Check off the light load, and you'll be good to go.
Yep.
Jinx, light, normal, or heavy?
I think I'll go with normal.
Okay, outstanding. Yeah. And last but not least, Vixen, light, normal, or heavy?
Light.
Light. Hell yeah. We'll check that off, and we'll be good to go. Okay. So the scene is set. We see a bird, or a crow's eye view, if you will. We see a crowd of black mourners in their mourning dress, in suit, in leather dusters, in caps and veils. Sort of flooding out of the rookery. There is a there is a procession, no body, so it's more of a representational a procession of people sort of eschewing out of the rookery into the main area here between Homunculus Way and Celestial Way, sort of coming to the center here and gathering around the crow's nest. You do see a few people in ceremonial blacks that have a red sash tied around their waist or a red sash tied around their arm, indicating the Red Sash Sword Academy of Aruvia. You do see that there are a couple of like, teen to mid-20s looking like sooty looking characters with like black flat caps pulled down. Representation from the lamp blacks are here. You see actually a number of blue coats are in attendance casually. You do see a number of gray cloaks in attendance, which is a band of criminals who were once blue coats and who have turned. A sort of gathering of various people from around the city here. You hear a dirge is being played upon various instruments as the procession leads out into the city here. And we stop and we see, with the same crow's eye view, we see a character figure dressed not in black, but in red. Someone that sticks out. A lady in red, if you will. And Jinx, we see you in the middle of a crowd, just sort of amassing around here. You guys see everyone sort of spilling out and filling the area. What are you doing right now? You have not spotted your target. Target is not visible to you yet. You haven't looked for her either. But the target is not apparently visible at this moment. What are you all doing as you are in this this wake?
Well, Jinx would like to survey the scene.
Okay. Are you just looking around and like checking out what's going on?
Yeah, because my idea is that she's like on the inside, and she's basically playing like she's the eyes on the ground for the people who will most likely be doing the killing, i.e. Archie and probably Twitch and Vixen, I guess. But she's the watcher. So she wants to make sure the others are not going to be surprised by anything. So
okay.
Essentially.
All right, cool. So what I'm going to do to start things off, before we actually have our first roll, is I'm going to start 2 clocks. The first clock is called Eulogy. When this clock fills, the eulogy will begin. I'm going to start a second clock called Crows Alerted. Crows Alerted. And these are both 4-segment clocks. I think that's it. So as you succeed or fail, I may tick these clocks up. If you fail, obviously I will be ticking up the Crows Alerted clocks, and they will be alerted of suspicious activities and may start a scuffle. The eulogy clock will just tick. Probably every turn will tick a thing of this as time passes. So go ahead. What action do you think will help you take a look at the scene and see what's going on, Jinx?
Survey.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me survey. You guys are all starting controlled, and I think this is going to be controlled standard.
Sounds good to me.
As a reminder, you can push yourself by taking 2 stress for an extra dice. You can take a Devil's Bargain for an extra dice. You can only do one or the other. And as a note on Devil's Bargains, if you take it, the Devil's Bargain happens regardless of what you roll. It is a thing that is guaranteed to happen. You can also trade position for effect. So if you are controlled, excuse me, for you right now, you're controlled standard. If you want, you can drop that down to risky and take your standard and make it great. I wouldn't advise that for this of looking around, but it is a thing you guys can do. So this will be a controlled standard.
I'm interested in a Devil's Bargain.
You're interested in a Devil's Bargain. Okay. Let me see here. You're interested in a Devil's Bargain. What can happen here? Interesting. Okay, cool. You are a spider, as you said. You're standing out a little bit. Someone recognizes you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
So that gives me a bonus?
It will give you 1 extra dice. So a bonus of 1.
1? Okay. A 5.
You only have a 1 in survey? Just so I make sure those dice roll correctly.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Plus, yeah, my thing.
Okay. And as a reminder, just for a mechanics cover, if you have no pips in a thing, you can still roll it. Fortunately, Roll20 will do it all for you, but it will roll 2 dice and you'll take the lower answer. So a 5. Cool. So you begin to look around. Sorry. Everything happens exactly as you said, except someone recognizes you and they like raise a hand through the crowd and shout your name. So that's the downside. So a 5 is a success with consequences, right? So what does this look like? You get to describe this whole thing, G.
Yeah, it's like what I said before. It's like a sea of black people, and it's like a wide shot, and then you just have the one person standing in the crowd in red, so they do stand out a little bit. But she's just watching like the people who come in and who's going up, people who are interacting with, like who's interacting with who, and her eyes are just taking in everything. And then I'm not sure where the rest of you are going to be, but she would probably be looking up to positions that they would probably be coming in at. And then when that person calls her name, she will turn and like look at them, and then she will probably like nod.
Okay. I think you as you look around, you can see that there is a procession of people that are like coming up to like almost a pulpit, right? Which is mostly just like a set of stairs. And you see that there is a small electroplasmic amplifier set up with a microphone on this thing, and there is someone like giving a speech, right? So you see that there are like a backdrop of crows that are prepared to give some sort of a speech here. I am checking off one of the ticks on the eulogy clock, and in your scanning, you do see that your target is among the people that are going to give some sort of a speech. And I'll say you see someone call your name. Someone says, Jinx. And you see, let's see here. Who do you see? Who do you see, Jinx? You see a young, probably like late teens, very early 20s, sort of mousy hair, big goggles that make them look like a frog, and sort of like very like hand-me-down clothes that you see on them. So everything's a little bit too big. Everything's a little bit too like bulky on them. You see someone that you know, their name, since you don't have any friends selected here, is Riven. They are a chemist who grew up in the orphanages around Crowsfoot. Someone you've gained some contact with here. They recognize you in your red ensemble, and they approach. They begin to like move through the crowds, and they keep shouting your name, which is sort of drawing attention in your general direction. That's the success with consequence plus the devil's bargain. Everyone else, depending on how close you are, you may see or hear either Jinx or someone shouting Jinx's name as they're moving through the crowd. Archie, Vixen, and Twitch, what are you doing in this scenario?
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm trying to move through the crowd inconspicuously and keep eye contact with Jinx to have her guide me to where I need to be, depending on where she spots our target, either to try to bomb the target or to try to bomb a building to sort of, secure the position. So I'm trying to read Jinx, subtle commands and move without making too much of a fuss.
Yeah, okay.
So I would probably see the commotion and sort of be like, God damn it, where do I need to move?
Okay, what action do you think that would be?
Don't know exactly. I would guess a prowl.
Okay. As a reminder, the fun but yet most difficult to get your head around mechanic of Blades in the Dark is that within reason, any action can accomplish any task. So if you can tell me how Wreck gets you through, I mean, I can tell you, like, Wreck would be if you're like punching your way through the crowd, right? Or like physically like moving people out of the way, right? So if you can tell me how an action will get you to where you need to be, you can roll that, as long as it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm looking at what I could do, because I'm currently not, like, my biggest things are, to tinker or wreck things.
Yeah.
But that's not currently what I'm doing. I'm trying to get into position to do it. So I would say, since I don't know if I'm trying to bomb the target or if we're gonna do like a sniper shot taking out the target and I'm clearing the escape route, I'm trying to more get into position than anything. So
I think prowl works.
Oh yeah, I'll do prowl, because the other one was hunt if I'm hunting.
Either one works for me. I think both make total sense.
Yeah.
And my special ability is foresight. So 2 times per score, I can assist a teammate without paying stress. So can I do that in this instance to make sure
Yeah.
that Archie is in
Specifically
the
said
spot?
that I was looking for commands from the
Yeah.
spider to see where I'm
Yeah,
supposed to
absolutely.
put myself.
So what that will do is you can roll that dice, and it will give you a bonus die. So when the bonus window pops up, just put a bonus of 1.
Okay, so position controlled.
Controlled,
Effect
and I think
standard.
this will be controlled standard as well.
Yeah, and bonus dice was 1 or
One.
2.
1 from
One.
Jinx.
Yep. Jinx, yes, and there we go.
Hey, hell yeah, 6.
Nice.
Cool. So a 6 is a total success. So Iquin, the benefit of this game is I ask you how you do things. I'll tell you if you suck at it, and then you get to describe it. So that's a full success. You have complete narrative control of that scene. It happens exactly like you want it to. What does that look like?
So I think I'll start with a different position, like further away from Jinx, to make sure that we're not, huddled together. Trying to just use like eyebrow movement, sort of like baseball, like very subtle commands to sort of to ask her where I'm supposed to be positioning myself, and then like Jinx, where would you think that we were doing? Would you command me to be closer to the target, or do you think you would want me more like escape route fixing part? I'm not deciding on this myself. So
Yeah, I don't know, but just because of how the system goes, I'm gonna go a little bit like out of character here. I'm gonna vague it up and say you're gonna be exactly where you need to be, and then when the time comes, we'll figure out where that actually is.
right. So
Okay.
I will use the commotion. Yeah, I will use the commotion of Jinx being recognized to be able to smoothly position myself in just the right position where she wants me.
Yeah,
And I think instead of like acknowledging Ribbon like with a nod, I'm like shh. I put my leather finger to my lips to make like a shh sound to him, and then that way my hand is there, so I could like kind of like in Dune where like you're doing like hand signal or something, so Archie can see it.
I love that. Vixen and Twitch, what are you up to?
Vixen can go. I'll go last.
So is this us just kind of setting up the scene, or actually carrying out the assassination itself? Just
both. You see the target. Jinx has identified the target is like on this like set of stairs. And will be stepping up to the microphone eventually. Will be like front and center eventually. And you see that Archie is beginning to move through the crowd in the direction of where like the lieutenants of the Crows are sort of lined up. You can see like a line of like all the people who are going to speak at the wake, right? And your target is there. You see Archie is moving sort of that way. Jinx is sort of coordinating something while also trying to like fend off someone who knows their name. So if this is where you want to grab a rifle and shoot someone in the face, you can do it now. You can do whatever you'd like.
Vixen style, so shooting involved. Where's the body? Is the body here at this wake?
The body
is it on display anywhere or anything? Or?
No, so the body is purely notional because the spirit wardens have already arrived to remove the body to bring it to the crematorium, right? There is like a case, like almost like a chest being brought out that was brought out in the procession line, and that is set. At the bottom of the stairs, where this electroplasmic microphone, this electroplasmic amplifier, is set up. So the people who are speaking are essentially, it's like the crowd, this box, the people that are speaking, kind of in a line, and the box notionally represents the dead.
And Nix wants to Vixen, character from an earlier game. Vixen is she's trying to get like as close to the front of the crowd as she can.
Okay.
So one of her items is fine clothes and jewelry, and if I'm wearing it, it doesn't cost anything. Like it doesn't. If I'm carrying it, it costs 1 load, but if I'm wearing it, then it's a 0 load. You know what I mean? So
it's free.
She's wearing like quite it's black, very respectful, but very well tailored. There's definitely like the money's there. she has a veil on to hide her face, and she's visibly very upset, as if whoever she is, this person was meant a lot to her.
Yeah.
So people might be confused as to like, well, who is she? You know, like kind of like there's nobody that it could be, but has he had a secret mistress on this? She just wants to create that sort of like, so she's trying to get as close to the front as she can, and just have people like, who is this?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think would that action be?
Do we go finesse or sway?
I have a thought. If you'd like to assist here.
Either like sway or finesse.
I'm personally because the crying and the convincing. I think sway is that like that kind of like, oh, this person means a lot to me, right? That's what I got from that.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
And it sounds like, if I'm not mistaken, your special ability, Cloak and Dagger, when you disguise or when you use a disguise or other form of covert misdirection, you get a +1 die to rolls to confuse or deflect suspicion. I think that comes into play here. So I would say you get a +1 on this roll for deflecting suspicion, and it makes it seem like this person meant a lot to you, that you belong here.
Yeah, so I think she's trying to get people's attention, even though they're probably on the pulpit, as well onto her, if you know what I mean, but not in a, not in a, well, I'm going to kill this person kind of way.
Yeah.
Suspicious, like who's she talking, kind of.
So I think that is a that is a sway with a +1 bonus for your special ability, and I think that is controlled. And I think, I think it is controlled limited in that it only really affects you. In that people will believe that you belong here. It doesn't really affect the crew. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I was thinking as well to maybe try and, so if people are sort of at the front are paying attention to her, it might leave an opening for someone else in the crew.
Okay.
If that makes
cool.
sense. Like she's trying to like draw people that are close to him, especially because those people will be like, who the hell, we knew him, but who the hell is she? That so that's the kind of what she's trying to do is
okay.
Like,
in that case, I think we can do a little trade here, and instead of controlled and limited, I think risky standard. In that it will have the effect you want. The risk being they may pay too close attention to you and realize that you're talking out your ass. So go ahead and roll me with a +1 bonus, and it is going to be risky standard.
Okay, so if I just click on sway, it'll roll.
You should click on sway. It'll pop up.
Bonus.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And can I push myself for this as well?
Yeah. Go ahead, add 2 stress and add a bonus of 1. So your bonus would change from 1 to 2.
I've got full performance mode.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
A 5. This is how everything starts. Everything starts slow and steady, and then all of a sudden shit goes bad, and everyone's like, fuck it, blow it up! Blow our way out of here! Everything's on fire! Okay, so a 5 is a success. The consequence for this is you have drawn the attention that you want. Unfortunately, you've also drawn some of the attention from the people on the stairs, the speech givers. They're paying attention to you. So a little bit more attention than you wanted. No one's like looking too deep, but you have like a few people on the stage, as it were, are kind of looking at you with a little bit more scrutiny. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check one segment on the crows alerted. So that's the negative, is the crows are like, what? Who's this? Kind of thing. So it happens exactly as you said. You sort of push your way through, right? So you can describe what it looks like as you make your way up there, and people are kind of paying attention to you.
You're muted.
You hit mute on your exit there.
she's trying to be sort of like almost a little extra, but not quite. So that person that's like, they're trying not to make a fuss, but obviously kind of want to make a fuss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, one of those kind of things. So like,
Okay.
there might be a little bit, you know, if people aren't looking, she'll sniff. Not
Yeah.
over the top dramatically, but enough to like, you know. So yeah, I think she's doing that. And as I said, she's got the veil and then the quite expensive clothes, and she's moves very gracefully and elegantly as well as she's moving through and stuff like that.
Not like wailing, but like when there's like a bit of silence, you'd be like, like a little sob, enough to like draw like a look, right?
Yeah, you know, stabbing her eyes with the tissue and things and stuff, and like
yeah, for sure. I love that. Throw a name out there. Oh, Carlos. Last but not least, Twitch, what are you doing? You see the scene unfold around you, right? Vixen's moving through the crowd. You see Jinx is sort of like moving her body and hands in a way that like commutes a direction. You see that Archie is sort of like moving around towards like the side or maybe back of like the stairs, like off in a little bit. Vixen's moving towards the front. Jinx is sort of in the center. Where do we see Twitch and what are you doing?
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
We decided that people were in the crowd. Does everyone need to be in the crowd, or can Twitch be elsewhere?
What do you want to do, Twitch?
So Twitch was scouring buildings because he wanted to get up high.
Makes sense.
And I had the idea that he would probably be in the building to the north, or of the building to the north, with the rookery off to his left or to the east. Where is the stage in relation to that?
We'll say the stage is so you want the rookery on your left.
If he could be above in the building above the stage, that would be perfect, but that would be very lucky if that's the building he picked.
All right, just so I'm aware, are you assuming that the top of the map is north? Okay, great. So the rookery would be on your right.
On his left to the east.
Oh, if you're facing the center, it would be to your left. Yeah,
facing
okay.
Down. Yeah.
Yep. I think if the procession left the rookery, they would have walked towards the crow's nest, right? So I think the stage is on the base of the crow's nest. You can be to the north and have a shot lined up or a whatever lined up. You can be. It seems as though, from what I'm understanding, you want to be like a generally like over here.
Yes, pretty much that.
You could absolutely be there. What are you aiming to do there? Is my question.
So during the kerfuffle down below, when Jinx is called out, when Vixen is being noticed and people are looking at them. And Archie is moving through the crowd. Twitch is still. He sits dead still. But he's going to be sitting there overlooking the crow's nest. His goal is not to be noticed by guards that might be up on the roof. But realistically, the main thing he's there for is he's looking for any ghosts that may be lurking in this area from previous work that the crows have done.
Interesting. So you're looking for just ghosts out and about, is what I'm. Okay. Okay. How do you think you do that? What action do you think that's going to be?
It would be a tune.
Okay. Roll me a tune. You're on a rooftop, so I think that's controlled. And I think I want to say that is limited, but I'll hear an argument for standard if you have one.
Standard's is bigger, right?
Yeah.
Than limited. So ultimately, his goal is to pull in spirits. If I go through his full action, that might help.
Yeah. So go through what do you got?
Once he attunes and figures out what spirits are in the area, his goal is to be at the edge of that roof, drop one of his spirit bottles with an electroplasm vial attached at the feet of the people on that stage. But he wants to do it such that he can pull in any other ghosts to that
Okay.
spark from the vial.
Okay. Very interesting. That changes
And
things. That
And
changes
the
things.
spirit, he would have been one that he has caught earlier that was specifically something trying to kill him. So he would
Okay.
have trapped it for
I
this
think
purpose.
maybe this is where Nyrix comes in, right? Like this is where the assistance from Nyrix, your possessor ghost friend. Okay. Dope. I think so you're going to be checking off 2 items here right off the bat. One of which doesn't count against your load. So anything in italics does not count against your load.
Yeah.
What? Okay. What a fucking move. I think that is possible with all the things you said, but I think the action absolutely changes from controlled. I think given what you're trying to do, in that you're trying to release and also summon ghosts, I think that drastically, sharply takes it from controlled to desperate. But I think this will be desperate great if you can pull it off. So the benefit
He's
to a
also
desperate,
standing
yeah,
on the edge of the building
yeah,
to be visible, because they did tell us that it needs to be a visible.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you'll be noticed if this goes wrong. So the benefit to a desperate action is you can immediately check off an XP in the category or the attribute of the action you're rolling. So you would check off a knife in resolve. Or a blade, if you will. But I think this would be desperate. I think this would be a great outcome if you can pull this off. Do you want to push yourself for an extra dice? Do you want to take a devil's bargain for an extra dice? Only one or the other.
I'd like to push myself.
Okay, so take
then
2
I also
stress.
need to ask about does flashbacks come into this at all? Because he would have been hunting specific ghost in this case. This person, but something that was after killing people.
Oh, okay. So we'll do a little bit of a longer turn here, I think. So you're gonna start with a flashback. So describe the flashback to me. What are you hunting?
So Twitch, in his downtime, literally looks for ghosts. He looks for anyone who's recently died. He will hang around in the hopes that he finds ghosts and spirits in the area. He would have sat and waited. And from my understanding of the system, is ghosts are after certain things. Some of them want to kill people. Some of them want to get revenge on a specific person. Some of them just want to do their own thing. But he would have ignored anything that wasn't just trying to kill. So he would have got himself into a position, found this ghost as he's sitting around in the city, and he would have fought with this as much as he needed to capture that into one of his spirit bottles.
Okay. So in Blades in the Dark, there are sort of categories of ghosts, right? Going from like an echo, which is just sort of somebody kind of like stuck in a death loop, right? Living out like moments of their life, to like fully like Nyrix, right? Who is like fully like sentient. And then like the progression is like mad ghosts, which are like the ones that are bad. That's the ones we're trying to prevent from happening, right? Where are you on the scale? Are you going for like a Nyrix, a sentient ghost? Or are you going for like an insane, lost the plot kind of ghost?
Just wants to kill the nearest thing.
Okay. That does sound like a little bit of a mad ghost. So I'm gonna say this is gonna be a 2 stress flashback. And I think the flashback itself is going to need an attune or whatever role you think is appropriate to capture said ghost.
Attune would have been to find it. Probably command to try and capture it.
Okay, I'll take that. So roll me a command roll. I think this is going to be risky standard. This is kind of this is what you do, right? So I think a risky standard see what happens on that roll. A 3. Okay. I'm going to give you an option. The option is you struggled and got nothing, or you struggled and you really have no idea what you got. You got something.
That's the one.
Outstanding. Okay, cool. You have a ghost in a bottle. So we flash back to the present and we see Twitch standing on the edge of the wall, right? So I think this is going to be in a tune. I think this is going to be you're using the spirit bottle you got. So we have confirmed there's a ghost in it. I'll give you a +1 for that. And I think compel. I think compel kind of comes into here, right? Like your special ability, compel. You can attune to the ghost field to force a nearby ghost to appear and obey a command you give. I feel like that's kind of what you're doing here. So I'm gonna give you a bonus of 2 for this shenanigans. And desperate great.
Desperate great. And the bonus of 2, is that including the push?
Oh no, I'm sorry. A
push
bonus
the-
of 3, including the push. So take 2 more stress, and you can take that push as well.
So it was push. Sorry, desperate and great. you said.
Desperate and great. Yep.
Desperate and great. Submit and bonus of 3. 2 sixes. Take that.
2 6s is a fucking crit. That's the second crit of the night. All right, Chris, tick your stress up to 4. You should have 4 stress total here. Describe the scene. You succeed, right? Everything you want happens. So the full crit, yours to describe. You are somehow muted.
I'm muted.
Okay.
Twitch is waiting. He sits there dead still on the roof, and he just watches Jinx, waiting for the indication that it's time to move. He sees the signal. He gets up and he walks to the edge of the roof. Any guards that are looking turn and face him as he stands dead still on the edge. He pulls out of his pocket this loaf of bread-sized bottle with a electroplasm vial strapped to it. And he just lifts it above his head and almost football launches it at the feet of, I forgot her name, Dahlia, as close as he can get to her feet. As it smashes, there's a bright flash from the electroplasm vial, and the ghost within the bottle is released. Ghosts in the area that are within the buildings would pay attention to that, and he just turns and starts to slowly walk away after people have looked at him. He just turns off and walks to the other end of the roof.
Wild. So you fucking launch this thing over there. It shatters. People are like, what the? Like, people are turning, right? We see, like, the crowd shift, right? So Archie, Vixen, Jinx, you'd all see the crowd sort of shift and, like, begin to, like, looking up, and, like, you see people pointing. There's gawkers. You see so whoever's speaking just stops speaking, right? As something sails through the air and just shatters. And you see this, like, this blue black oil slick liquid sort of and just, like, melt across the stairs. And you hear screams in the distance as we see, like, stutter stepping out of, like, the ground, out of buildings, out of the canals. We see a number of ghosts sort of make their way through the crowd, and then something sort of like from the explosion on the ground, something comes up, whatever force Twitch unleashed upon there. And then what I think is going to happen is because Iquin asked for it, and because Iquin did his due diligence, what we see is a corruption bar, and we see this thing erupt out of the bottle at the stairs, and you see this arguably a ghost, this humanoid shape. And we see it sort of like breathing, and we see it like turn towards the crowd, and it turned towards the stage. and you just see it like, and you see the electroplasm at the ground sort of, and like sparks hit this ghost, and you see it go from this translucent greenish red, and it just, this translucent greenish blue, and it just turns to red, and sparks begin to come off of this thing, as you see this thing double in size, and as it reaches its hands up, you see its fingers extend into claws. And Chris, whatever you have done, you have not captured a ghost. You've captured a minor demon who out into the streets. And you see it reach and just grab someone and just fucking throw them, and they splatter on the side of a building. And you just see this thing turn to the crowd, turn to the stage, and just move towards the largest mass of people and just begin grabbing things and just like smashing a head, just crushing it into the ground. You see it grab something else, fucking launch it. And you have unleashed a minor demon into the streets of Crowsfoot. That's a corruption bar for you, baby.
That's a corruption bar for sure.
That's Iquid's fault. He asked for. So chaos erupts. I think it kind of goes without saying.
Remember at the beginning when we selected stealth mission?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
stealth mission. We stealthed it in, and then we made an example.
I think it goes without saying that I will add a caveat, but it goes without saying that I think the crows are alerted. Right, I think
you might be over.
Think they're the caveat.
Oh my God! It was good. It must have been the wind.
The caveat I will say is that the crows are on alert. They are reacting, but they do not know who you are. So that's the caveat. They have not identified you guys at all. But what was once a solemn wake has erupted into a bit of chaos. So you see a demon unleashed upon the streets of Crowsfoot. What are all of you doing?
My first question is, yes, is did the demon kill the target yet?
Dahlia is not dead. You see Dahlia reach into her like she's wearing like a proper like suit, right? You see her reach into the suit and she pulls out these two nasty looking scythes. And then you see her like smash them together, and you see something like a little bit of explosion at the base of them, and then you see them like a little bead of like lightning crosses each one as she amps up these things, which are do we have any cutters here? Excuse me. She's a cutter who has ghost weapons that can attack ghosts. So she has charged her scythes, and she is slicing at ghosts, anyone that comes to the platform. But she is very visible, and her weapons are lightning, so you can absolutely see her from a distance.
I don't have
Vixen, since she's like quite close to the front, it just is naturally. I mean, she's worked with this crew for a while. Do you know what I mean? She expects the odd and the weird from time to time, but not a mini demon. Like this is new. So for just a second, she's just like that escalated quickly.
I will say I love whispers. Whispers are one of my favorite classes.
And then what she will do is reaching up to her hair, which is piled up on her head in a series of plaits underneath her veil. And she's just going to pull out between three fingers where she's got her throwing knives hidden that she's stuck.
Hell yeah.
As one of her things. And then she's just going to, in the rush of everybody, this woman's distracted by that. She's just going to attempt to, fling some throwing knives at the target. Seems to be an eliminator.
Absolutely. What action do you think this is?
I think this was definitely going to be a finesse now.
Okay.
Because she is... she's in a crowd as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's like she's got to time the right moment and everything like that to get a target. So
yeah. I think given that you are in a crowd, the crowd is now moving around you. Your target is now in an offensive stance and actively being aggressed by ghosts. And there's a raging minor demon in relative proximity to you. I think this is going to be a desperate standard.
Okay. Oh, finesse.
Also, Twitch, to be clear, the ghosts are doing exactly what you told them to do. The ghost part worked like a charm.
It's fine. They're doing their job.
It's the demon part that's a problem. The ghosts seem to be harassing your target and or actively trying to kill her.
It's not Twitch's problem. That's what that is.
At the end of the day, you can walk away. The demon's probably gonna do the job. Like, you know.
Right. And I'm going to push myself again.
Okay. So take 2 stress for that.
This is high stakes here. High stakes.
Can I assist her?
Uh,
With my foresight for my last foresight for an assist?
if you explain to me how.
In a flashback, she has acquired throwing knives that belong to the Red Sashes.
Oh, okay, cool. I think that flashback will cost you 1 stress.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say you can use your foresight to make sure that Vixen has one of the or a number of those throwing daggers. So you'll get an assist, so 1 extra bonus from Jinx, and the flashback itself will cost you 1 stress, Jinx.
The ability says I don't pay stress.
You don't pay stress for assisting somebody. You are taking stress for the flashback. Assist and flashback are 2 separate mechanics entirely.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Come on, dice.
Let's go, dice.
A 5. Outstanding.
Partial.
A partial success is still a success. Okay. So here's what happens. Easy peasy. You hit your target, right? You do exactly what you're trying to do. You're throwing a dagger at a person. The downside is you didn't kill them. So, however that looks, demon raging, ghosts coming, there in combat, how does that look as you throw this Eruvian red sash dagger at Dahlia Kale?
Yeah, so I think that I think at first you will, like, there's a little bit of shock, and then she sort of like, she'll crouch down at first, which most people would do, like, you know, and put her hands up to her head like that as if she's crouching down, and as she does so, you know, she slides the daggers out of her wig kind of thing, do you know what I mean? And then as she's down there, she's like looking up until she sees a gap in the moving people, and then she takes her opportunity and just flings the dagger. And I think it probably just wounds her, if you know what I mean. But obviously it's not a killing blow because there's a lot of movement going on and everything like that. Maybe she just gets jostled slightly at the last second, so it goes slightly off target.
Yeah, I think
and
I think we see
shot gets her like off the shoulder or something. You know?
Yeah, exactly. we see her like take a like a wide swing with her scythe at a ghost, and we see it like the ghost like severs in half. And we see it like dissipate, and as she's like doing that arc, and she has her back to you, that's when the dagger like goes and like sticks right in the back of her like shoulder, and like gets her in the back. So not vital, but definitely it gets her in a spot that's gonna make it a little bit of a slowdown for her. Archie and Jinx, what do we see you doing as you're in the crowd?
Archie, do you have a way to attack her?
I do, but I'm started to do either, like, I can do attacks and I can do demolition. I'm gonna have a problem doing both, but I could possibly do both to try to ease or escape, but I could definitely make sure that she dies. Problem being that if I make sure she dies, the demon will probably also focus much more on what we're doing. But I could
depends
try.
depends on how well you roll.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just run away. It's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, hello, camera. I'm over here. No, okay, fuck you, camera. Yeah, I could go. If you don't have anything specific to do to try to get the target, I can go for the target.
I only have melee abilities, so I did have an idea to to escalate things and to make this a show, but I don't have any. Like I can have a gun if I
But I
wanted
couldn't
to.
do anything bigger than a demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But I can go then to try to finish the job. You know, Mike, I have a very wonderful invention. I have a container with me that has exploding gas, powerful enough to bring down a building. I'm
That
going to
is true.
set it at a time. I'm going to set it at like a 2-second timer and throw it behind her to try to blow her and get the demon's attention away from me and the rest of the crew. So I'm essentially,
Okay.
you know, demon her bomb, so that everything will sort of look the other way to try to escape after a building massacring explosion will go off right behind her back.
A building
Okay.
massacre.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that.
I'm going to use like my item, the real good stuff, to make sure the job is completed.
I just want to hold on 1 second. Mechanically, Vixen, I had you roll a desperate roll. What was the desperate roll for? It
throwing
was.
other
Oh, sorry.
knives to hit
It was
the
finesse.
lady.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure.
throwing-
I want to make sure the XP you earned was added to the was added to there. I added it to yours too, Chris, for you. Okay, cool. So you wanna have your bomb explode,
But
attacking the demon
preferably,
and the
no,
lady.
no. Like, preferably, I want the bomb to explode to attack the lady.
Yeah.
I just want it to explode in such a place that the demon will turn around facing away from me once the explosion gets its attention.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to accomplish is set the bomb off in one direction and run the other direction.
Okay. All right. Okay. This sounds like whatever you're doing is going to be desperate. Given that there's a
Tiny bit.
crowd of people, a demon, a bomb that is made of gas, like it's a gas bomb, and you don't control the wind
Well,
or currents.
The gas is no. The gas is in a container. I'm gonna bomb the container like full on. I'm gonna build a new bomb.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm just gonna go full all in. Usually
Okay.
I will let the gas out into a container and then bomb the container.
Got it.
Now we
So
just-
you're going to
whole
rig
bomb
your
is like-
container to explode.
Yep.
Okay.
And then my plan is to build a new container.
Cool. 100%. This is going to be a desperate, but to great effect.
Yep.
So this would be a desperate great. What action do you think this is?
Wreck. I'm gonna
Wreck,
the shit
okay.
out of this.
Do you want to take? Do you want to take stress and get push yourself? Do you want to take a devil's bargain?
You know what? We're fighting a demon. A devil's bargain sounds really fun at this moment.
Okay. You can always hear the devil's bargain and say no.
Well,
The devil's-
Chris already approved of this. It has to be good.
The devil's bargain. The devil's bargain is going to be. The devil's bargain. Okay, I like this. I like this for many reasons. The minor demon, based on the bomb, the gas, etc. The minor demon will have your scent.
Yeah, it's fun enough. I'll
Okay.
take it. I'll take
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So you'll get a bonus
Well,
die
well,
for that.
We'll deal with this later.
That sounds like a later problem.
Yeah.
Good thing
So
it's not
that
a
is
campaign.
definitely not a campaign, but that sounds like a later problem. And it's a one shot. Nothing matters, right? So you get a
Nothing
bonus
matters.
1 for that.
Okay, so it was desperate, and what was the effect?
Desperate, great, with a bonus of 1.
Desperate, great, bonus of 1. Yeah.
A 6. Okay, then the scene is yours. This happens exactly as you intended, and also a demon gets your scent.
Yeah. So, as we talked before, the placement of Archie was vague. So Archie is placed on the northern side of the stage and sees from his angle how the dagger hits its mark, but our target doesn't go down. So he's like, "Fuck!" And you can see him sort of produce his like small container, looks like a soda stream bottle in size, and he sort of does some tweaks to it, and then sort of just duct tapes essentially up a lit lighter to it, and he's like, probably 2 seconds, and just hurls it and screams something along like "Glory to the Sashes," and then throws it behind her, and then books it. So cool people don't look at explosions. So it's just boom, and depending on how close she is to that tower, I mean that's a great explosion. She would probably just flung right into the demon, who sort of looks around and is like, "The fuck is happening behind me?" And that's when Archie is like in the alleyways, already trying to book it away.
Yeah.
From that place.
Yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely. Jinx, what are you doing? You see, you see the daggers come out, right? You see a explosion happen. The demon's there. The ghosts are there. What are you doing in the crowd, Jinx? The crowd is fucking all over the place around you. What are you doing?
I'm adding to. Yeah, you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. So
that's true. That's what they say.
Yeah, she's adding to the chaos. To go along with that, my flashback of getting Vixen the throwing knives, she also acquired herself a sword, a red sash sword, or like a blade.
Okay.
And she is
I rolled the crits in the thingy, so we do have the evidence that we need to frame the red sashes already, don't we?
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave whatever additional evidence you want to like make it stick, Vixen. You can absolutely leave. I mean, you're still up there in the front, right? You haven't like left.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends how big this explosion was, because I might be halfway across the square by now. Just
you didn't get blown up by it. You didn't get blown up by it. That's for sure. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So she is going as the crowd is like scattering and being all chaotic. She's just like striding through the crowd, and she is using prowl, and she is just backstabbing and slitting throats of crows.
Okay, nasty. All right, so go ahead and roll me a prowl. I think this is risky standard. There's a lot of chaos around you, but I think this is pretty run of the mill behavior here. Yeah. Do you want any sort of push or devil's bargain to this?
Well, I'm definitely gonna push myself.
You can only push or devil's bargain, just so we're.
Yeah, okay. So then I'll just push then.
Okay.
I'm not gonna take a devil. So this is risky, correct? Right?
This is risky standard, yep, and a bonus of 1.
With a bonus
Can I
of 1.
assist?
Yeah, how do you want to assist with this?
I think how I want to assist, because Jinx is like, there's crowd between me and Jinx. So, yeah. And Jinx is obviously working her way towards. Are you working your way towards the demon, or just generally in the crowd? Like,
I guess because she's still alive, right? Is Vale still alive?
Oh no, she's exploded.
Yeah. Oh, she's dead?
Yeah, he got a complete success and fucking blew her up with a bomb.
Okay, cool. I thought she was just
brings down buildings, and I threw it right behind her.
He blew her up. She's so dead. She's in chunks.
Okay, so then she's kind of making her way out.
Okay.
She's going laterally because our mission is done, so she's just adding more crow deaths to the thing, to the your list.
So Vixen, how would you assist in this?
I think if she's moving on the way out as well, I think kind of perhaps still in her persona, she's like, clutching on two crows going, "Oh, help me! What's going on? What's going?" And like as they're like going, "Oh, get off me!" or "Oh, can I help you?" Then Jinx is just like stab twice.
Fuck yeah,
So
yeah,
she's
you're
like,
slowing them down.
Like, yeah. So
Yeah,
she's
I love that.
basically just distracting people as Jinx just like
I
leaves
love
the
that.
makeup bodies behind her.
I love that. All right, Vixen, you'll take 2 stress for the assist. Jinx, you'll take 2 stress for the push, and that is a bonus of 2 for you.
Okay, let's
Before
go.
you roll.
Oh, too late. Sure.
Oh, what were you going to say, Chris?
I was going to say that the route out, we did have Nyrix was possessing a crow god. So for their final exit point, so they wouldn't be stopped. But
do you want to use that? Do you want to use that now? If you want to use that, if you want to take the I'll give that a free assist, I think, but it's only usable once.
Yes, it's for them in the crowd to get out.
If you want to add that
exit point.
Yep. If you want to add that, Jinx, only one of you can use it. But Jinx, if you want to be the one that uses it, just roll me an extra d6.
Well, is everyone else? Who else? So myself and Vixen are in. Is Archie out?
Archie is not out of the crowd yet, but is actively trying to get out of the crowd. Vixen is near you and trying to get out of the crowd. No one has any idea where Twitch is. He sort of threw a bomb and then disappeared on a rooftop. We'll find out where Twitch is in a moment.
Yeah.
Archie's heading north, and he I can help you even more if you also choose to exit north with me.
Mm-hmm.
And north is where Twitch was.
I'll leave the help for now.
Okay.
And I'll just keep my 5.
Okay, so a 5. It succeeds. The consequence is Riven, who identifies you, sees you killing crows.
Okay.
So there is at least one witness who knows you were killing crows. So how does it look as you make your way perhaps north, whatever direction you're choosing to flee?
Yeah, I think with Vixen going, "Oh, help me get out of here," and she's like going to crow individuals. Jinx just kind of slides out from behind her, even though she's not a slide. She steps out from behind this person, and then you just hear like the slicing sound, and the person's like, "Wow!" And then into their back, and then to the next person, it might be like a throat slit, and she's just walking calmly through the crowd and just killing as many people as she can.
Hell yeah. All right, so we've all been waiting to see what the fuck could possibly be happening. Twitch, what? What's up?
Twitch is gone. Twitch is gone. So Twitch turned on the roof and just walked to the other side of the building's roof, jumped across to another building that was slightly lower, jumped onto the next lower building, slid down a drain pipe, and he just started walking off.
Okay. In that case,
if he was wearing like a cloak, so potentially he was wearing, because we had things of the red sash. If he had a red sash, like badge or scowl, when he got to one of the canals, he rips that off and just drops it into the canal. And walks off.
Hell yeah. Okay. What? So that's, I love the idea. What is the action that you took to do that?
Walking away.
Sounds like it could be prowl. It could be finesse, jumping from rooftop to rooftop. It could be.
I have to go with prowl.
Okay.
Because I think once he gets to a point, he's now disappearing rather than being visible. As soon as he drops that sash, he's disappearing. So prowl.
I feel like, despite the chaos you caused, I think I almost want to say this is controlled, but I think just because the amount of like fleeing people, right, and the general distress of the environment, I want to say this is going to be risky standard. Like you succeed, you get away, right? That's the outcome here.
Sure. No bonuses. 4.
A 4. Okay, so a 4 and a 5 means you succeed. The negative. What is the negative here? The negative. Yeah, I think I'll be a little given what I did to your success there. I think the negative here is just you genuinely have no idea what you did. Like, in the same way that, like, Archie, like, threw the bomb and then walked away, like, the cool people don't look at explosions. You, like, launched the thing and then immediately fucked off. So, like, I don't even know if Twitch is fully aware that a demon was unleashed. Like, you're like, fucking, I'm a red sash, threw the thing, and then just like, boop, just like disappeared, right? So that's the negative, is you are like whistling a tune out of here, and you have no idea what's going on behind you. You hear some screams, and you're like, job well done. Go me, as you leave.
It's like, man, they're really
the whole way out.
Yeah, they're really scared for what I did. Yeah,
like fuck yeah, ghosts. Great job, guys. So I think that happens exactly as you said. You just kind of roof to roof. You slide down a drain pipe, and you head off north and out of here. Cool.
Here's the bomb go off, and he thinks that's our escape bomb. So now he thinks that we've all escaped. And it's all fine, you know.
Everything's coming up Twitch right now. Cool. I think what I need from all of you. Actually, hold on one second.
I had an idea.
1 second. I think obviously the eulogy is gone, right? That's not happening. So I think we can cross that off the list. The crows are 100% alerted. But I do think that we do have a clock that I should have started a minute ago. That is very obviously the bluecoats arrive, right? There's some shit going on here. The bluecoats arrive. Mike can't spell the word arrive. And I think we're gonna have one tick in there already, right? So the bluecoats arrive here. So
it's just a small bomb.
yeah, okay. The demon, I'm sure, was none of the problem. The screams, etc. So it sounds to me like at least 3 of you need to get the fuck out of here. How are you doing that? Yeah, go ahead. What's your plan? Go for it.
My plan was to get to the northern side in the street, alley, whatever it is, between the rookery and the building that Twitch was on, and have in my loadout, I have demolition tools. I take demolition tools to mean things like more explosives.
So I will say, that is not what demolition tools is. Unfortunately, I would love it to be. I would love it to be. The common items in white are actually all listed in the book. The demolition tools are not the fun kind. They are things like crowbars, sledgehammers, manual demolition tools. Not bombs.
Can I picture this then?
Yeah.
I want to have a flashback where we discussed a potential exit strategy, which is that we all head north, and Archie is in charge of making sure that the exit is close behind us. So he packs extra special sets of explosion tools, not his gas, just ordinary explosion tools, to be able to be sure to be able to do this extraction plan properly. And that is what I want to use now to make sure that we 3 are on the north side, and I will set a charge at the rookery side of the alleyway to try to get the rookery as well, just because it's fun, and just demolish like the entrance to this alleyway or street to make sure that we can disappear in the rubble, big dust cloud kind of thing, and then we just walk and switch clothes, just as Twitch did.
Yes. Give me 1 second to look something up here. I just want to see before I make you roll something crazy.
I want to explode more things.
I know you do, and I'm here for it. I want you to as well. Okay, so the bandolier. Let's see. Okay, outstanding. So here's what's up. You are a leech. You have in your items a bandolier of alchemicals. According to the book, the list of options you have for the alchemicals includes the word grenade. So if you expend the use of the bandolier, you will have 3 items on that, which can be 3 grenades. So what I will say is, for the flashback, actually, I don't think you need to spend anything for the flashback to have a plan to head north, right? I think that just happens, right? That one's for free. But I think if you activate your item, Bandolier of Alchemicals, you will have 3 grenades.
Right. There are now 3 duct tape grenades that are repurposed to be 1 demolition tool.
Okay, outstanding. So you're trying to close the path behind you?
Yeah, so we scouted the buildings, as we talked about. So we scouted where to place bombs to be able to demolish buildings in a certain way. So I'm going to place it in such a way that the rookery will sort of collapse inward into the alleyway, cutting off that alleyway as we are on the other side of that, so they can't follow us. And try to, get the building rubble and dust and everything fly up to obscure us enough so we can just get the sashes and things off us and just look normal again and disappear into the...
Hell yeah. Okay, what action is this?
Still wrecked, baby! Wreck it!
Okay, Wreck It Ralph. All right, so I think this is a...
Or I can also go for Tinker if you want me to tinker the bomb in place.
It's same number of dice. Either one works. I think...
I'm gonna go wreck.
I think this is gonna be risky. Grenades can only do so much damage. I think this is gonna be risky standard. And I may add something to this after you roll, but I think risky standard is what this is gonna be. You're gonna push yourself, Devil's Bargain, anything like that?
I think you just do a standard push myself.
Okay, so take 2 stress.
Yeah, I need to get that bomb placed just right in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and then you have a bonus of 1 for this roll.
Let's go. No. Oh well, it was a good try.
Outstanding. Out fucking standing. Okay, so on a 3 through 1, you fail. And that's the opposite of a 6 in that I get full narrative control of this roll. So you secure 3 grenades together by some adhesive bullshit. You combine 3 grenades into 1. You place them, you found the building, you found a beam, right? A support beam that will, when blown out, will sort of collapse and block the road that you're taking. You place this thing on there, and you have set this to explode. And then you head north. Jinx and Vixen, what are you doing?
Vixen can go first.
So have we made it out of the crowd yet?
No.
Or are we still... No, so we're still kind of...
This will be your, get out. This is your escape roll, right? So this is your... this should be, in theory, as long as you succeed, this should be your last roll to, get out. So far, meta-wise, so far, Twitch and Archie are both out.
Okay, so we're fighting...
Oh, and Archie established in a flashback that you all agreed north was the exit plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think... So we're kind of still fighting our way through the crowd. Are there any guards or anything in the way, or is it just crowd basically?
I believe Jinx did not use this, so technically there is at least 1 guard who is actually possessed by a ghost, who is will let you go. So if you want to add that asset to or add that bonus to your roll, you'll have a free pass on a guard to get out. And there's less. It's less like there are guards guarding the exit, and more like people are scrambling because there's kind of chaos. So there are like crows fighting in the streets, trying to regain control of the scenario.
Okay. See, I had a plan to get just me out, but I don't think Vixen wouldn't leave someone else behind. But I had a backup plan for myself if I was on my own. But since we're kind of moving together, okay. So up until this point, she's kind of kept her veil and her disguise kind of on, I think. So as we're running out, we've got the guard that's like wanting to let us out, but at the same time, maybe there's another guard, and he's probably convinced there's another guard to let us out, but she wants like maybe to do a bit misdirection. So I think at this point she kind of like throws off the disguise. The resulting surprise gives you initiative in the situation, which is not a combat situation, but just like and underneath she's like, she doesn't look anything like herself. And Jinx might be surprised because the person that throws herself doesn't just not look like Vixen.
Hell yeah.
Contouring and everything like that from the makeup that she had on to make herself just does not look like her. I think as she strips off the dress, because we've got the fine disguise kit, I think underneath she'll have some kind of like crow outfit, or if there's any kind of crow markings. And she will like grab a hold of the guard and just explain that she saw us running off like northwest. So people that might have said, "Oh, I saw them kind of moving north," we don't make it the total opposite direction, but enough of an off. So as we're passing this guard, like, his pair, she'll wants to convince him that we saw people that we thought were the culprits running off in a different direction.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you a bonus for the flourish of throwing your stuff off, right? So what action do you think that is?
I think that's probably going to be a sway again, to be honest.
Okay. I think since you're talking to one guard in a field of chaos, I think this is going to be controlled but limited. Right. I don't think there's any like real danger in this move. But the limit is you're only telling one person that you saw like, some like either the bomber or like, whatever the person on the top of the building head that direction. So I think that would be limited. So I think that'd be a controlled but limited roll here.
Whoosh. Oh, no bonus dice.
A 6?
Well, he's very convinced that we went in the other direction.
He's absolutely. In fact, I'll say he actually takes off running. So he takes off running in that direction to get the fuck out of here.
I think they went this way.
He like thanks you. He like tips a flat cap and says thanks. And he takes off under your direction to go find whoever they are. They that went that way. He's determined to find them.
I like as well, like in a crowd, if somebody starts running in a particular direction with conviction, other people will be like, they look like they know where they're going. So I just imagine just random people in the crowd just suddenly start chasing after. He knows where he's going.
Yeah. A few other crows are like, huh? And like you see like a few break off and head that direction.
Even just random bystanders.
Yeah, I like it. Jinx, you're still in the crowd with Vixen. I assume you guys are still like near each other, right? So Jinx, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm moving with her, and so like obviously I'm not like slicing and dicing like a million people, right? So like eventually, like I don't know how many people I can actually get, like a couple or something,
Mm-hmm.
So eventually she has to stop, and she's gonna leave the blade in one of them.
Okay.
So this is like purely just narrative, in my opinion, because I'm following her out. But my Jinx's issue right now is Riven, who has been the thorn in her planning side this whole heist or this whole mission.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a nice kid. He might have had a bright future, but now that he has seen her, he cannot. That just will not do. That won't do. Not for Jinx. So I'm. I think this is going to be a risky move, but in another flashback, she has lots of friends, lots of contacts in low and high places, and all over the spectrum of the factions.
Mm-hmm.
So she essentially is using a ally of hers or a contact of hers within the Lamp Blacks, and she turns and looks at Riven, and she just like tips her hand to him, or tips her hat to him, her proverbial hat. And this contact, I want to roll consort to have this contact kill him from behind.
Okay. So I think this. Okay.
I think that's risky, but
Well, first of all, I'm trying to. This is going to be a 2 stress flashback.
Yeah.
This is a big flashback, right? And I think.
Sorry, I'll add to it in terms of the flashback. Our plan was to implicate the Red Sashes.
Yep.
So she would have told someone who she knew within the Lamb Blacks that this is what their plan was. So this person is trying to make sure that we can get away, and then the plan to bring down the Red Sashes goes through.
Okay. Then I think here's the deal, right? So this is going to be a 2 stress flashback, and I think the consort role is going to be in the flashback, not in the present. So go ahead and roll me consort. I think this is going to be. I honestly think this is going to be desperate standard, because you're essentially telling someone, "Hey, I'm going to commit this crime, but it's going to benefit you, so help us escape," right? So you're essentially pre-confessing to a crime. But I'll say it is desperate. I think it's standard effect, and because it is truthfully beneficial to the person you're saying, I will give you a bonus for that. So a bonus of 1, and this is going to be desperate standard.
Okay. So am I still gonna? I'm gonna have to roll again, correct?
Nope. So your flashback is essentially setting this up, right? So you give the signal, and the thing you set up in the flashback happens.
Okay. So can I take like a devil's bargain for that, or push myself, or to give myself an extra bonus?
You can push yourself if you want, or I can give you devil's bargain, whichever one you want.
Well, like I'm thinking like a devil's bargain, like Riven was someone who she knew.
Well, I get to kill you the devil's bargain. So if you want a devil's bargain, I can give you one.
Mm-hmm.
The devil's bargain. The devil's bargain would be. The devil's bargain. Interesting. Shit. What would the devil's bargain be? You put me in a good spot here.
Well, I can take stress instead and just push myself.
You can still do that after I give you the devil's bargain. I just gotta think of what's a good devil's bargain for this moment. A good devil's bargain. Got it. Okay. Word will get back to the boss of the Lamp Blacks. That doesn't seem like an issue. However, let me add on to that by saying that, fortunately or otherwise, the enemy that one of you has chosen on your character sheet is in fact Bazo Baz, the leader of the Lampblacks.
Mm.
So one of you is a direct enemy of the leader of the Lampblacks. The Devil's Bargain is your crew's involvement in the shenanigans of this will get back to the boss of the Lampblacks.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, that's a bonus of additional 1 on that one. So a bonus of 1 for aiding the Lampblacks, genuinely aiding them. A bonus of 1 for the Devil's Bargain. And this is Desperate Standard.
All right, roll 20. Let's go.
Oh! Oh!
Let's go.
Bow, 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 bow. Okay. Okay.
I mean- Splendid.
What does this look like? Describe this scene, G.
Yeah, so they're moving through the crowd, and I think Riven is like, Jinx, what are you doing? What's going on, Jinx? And he's all concerned because he might be a chemist, but he's a naive chemist.
Mm.
He hasn't got what's the term, like wet behind the ears yet.
Yeah.
With a lot of things, and I think he poked his nose where he shouldn't have. So as they're making their way through the crowd, she turns and she just looks over her shoulder, and she does the salute to him, and then he kind of like his head just kind of tilts, and then you see blood coming out of his mouth, and then we pan down and there's a blade thrust into his back, and then there is a gentleman of totally nondescript looks, blends into the crowd. He just pulls out the knife and then walks away, and then Riven collapses to the ground, and she just turns and keeps walking.
Okay.
With him.
Outstanding. I think this is where this is a perfect time. Both the end of the session and the end of the score. I think here's what happens as we see Jinx and Vixen exit through the north, which is their plan. Because we hit the end of the session, I think I get to take the last 2 pieces of the clock, Archie's oopsie, the Clark, Archie's oopsie, and we see that Clark. Just to be fair, Clark is Swedish for clock. The Clark,
or New England.
Yeah, it's Hergen the Bergen the Clark. It's clearly a Swedish clock. We see Archie, not Archie. Sorry, we see Riven just sort of drop to the ground. Right. We see a young man in a flat black cap disappear into the crowd, and we see Jinx and Vixen hightail it past the area with no guards who went that way to find them. We hightail it north to the agreed upon meeting place. And as we see them, it is true that cool people do not look back at explosions, but it is also equally true that unfortunately, sometimes people get caught in explosions. And we see Jinx and Vixen running through the crowd, running through the street, and then boom! The side of the building erupts, and fire and stone and shrapnel just sort of rocks the side of them. Fortunately, you are through enough to not be exploded, but you do get rocked in the side by shrapnel and stones as the building gets to slowly clamber out of the way. Both of you are going to take a level 2 harm called Blame Archie. So you will have a level 2 harm called Blame Archie, which will give you a -1 to all rolls until you heal. Look,
you know Archie. You know there's always the Archie form you have to fill in that I'm gonna work with Archie. Explosions will happen.
Yeah. 100%.
that gives us we're just innocent bystanders,
Yeah.
bystanders caught in the blast.
Of course, that'd be crazy. Why would? Yeah. So, you guys escape, and I think. Let me see here. Let me check my notes. Let me check my
Vixen
notes
is
here.
a slide. There are so many things that Archie is going to find like in his bed over the coming weeks. It's going to be incredible how many things he's just.
Let's see here. There is. Okay, so this was a 4-coin payoff. So 4 coin, and you get an extra coin if the client's conditions are met, which is make it look like an accident, not identifiable, and a clean escape. So I don't think you get the extra coin, but I do think you get the 4 coin for completing the job.
How can a spectacle look like an accident?
Yeah,
the
accident part.
The spectacle is a
Real
public spectacle. So like the building could have fallen on them. That looks like an accident. It didn't look like someone threw a demon football at them.
I'm going to reread the contract. I do not recall. Make it look like an accident.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
Either make it look like an accident. Just make it spectacle.
I'm sorry, but that demon was a total accident. There's no Twitch
Yeah,
did not
that's
mean
true.
that demon at
That's
all.
true.
It was an accident.
So
was
you're
not
going to
planned.
get 4 coin for this. And I think since we didn't do it last time, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do our heat and entanglement stuff, because this is definitely not a campaign. But we're going to do it just in case. And we're going to do that in the after show. So if you guys want the after show, join us on Patreon. Get the after show. Hear these players' thoughts on this score. And you get all the other after shows from all of our other shows for like the last 5 or 6 years. Definitely worth your time. And only $5 a month. And it goes to a good cause of supporting me and my bullshit, which is always fun. So let's go around, do our introductions so we can get the hell out of here and do our after show. We'll start. Let's see. We'll start with Iquin. You were here last time. We'll start with you first. Iquin, who are you, where can we find you, and what are you up to?
Well, hello, I'm Iquin. I'm Swedish, and it's not pronounced Clark in Swedish at all.
It's a Clark.
A Clark. It's not a Clark. I hate
Very
Mike,
nice.
but it's fair. It's fair. I made his life a living hell with all my downloads. I hang out in the Discord. I do play non-stream games there, mostly Call of Cthulhu, and I run the unMadeGaming Mastodon, so I toot a lot, and I love to say that every time because it annoys Mike.
He's the chief tutor. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Hopping right over to G, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hello, I'm the friendly neighborhood lighting invoker. You can find me everywhere you find unMadeGaming, playing all the Patreon games, modding for streams, making Mike's life difficult, and